Hey Pisces, we are in your season, and what a month to have your season in. March is arguably the most significant month, astrologically speaking, of 2023. We actually have Saturn moving into your sign the same day we have a full moon in your opposite sign, Virgo. All of this is happening on March 7th, and this is going to be really impactful for you actually for the next few years. So pay attention to what is happening around this time. There's likely going to be an exaggeration or a spotlight on this transit with the full moon happening on the same day. Now, March in general really is very much focused on your sense of self, your sense of identity. You may have been in kind of a reclusive energy, and now you're stepping into yourself. You're stepping into some role. And we also have a lot of focus on your values and finances later on in the month as well. So there really is just so much emphasis on you. There is a spotlight on you this month, Pisces. If you're excited for this month's reading, then definitely be sure to hit like, subscribe, and the bell notification so you can always stay up to date with what's in the cards for you. For those of you who are brand new to my channel, my name is Michael, and I utilize tarot and tropical astrology to intuit monthly forecasts for your zodiac sign. Now, March is such a pivotal month. I'm actually offering 20% off all of my services if you use the code PIVOTAL on my website. You can find links for personal readings and distance Reiki sessions in the description of this video, as well as links for the astrology blog and all of my other social media accounts. So as I'm shuffling, I really do want to talk a bit more about Saturn in your sign, because I think that might be one of the most important things happening this month, and especially for you, Pisces. It's happening the same day as this Virgo full moon, like I was talking about in the intro, and it really is kind of highlighting things for you. It's almost like there's something that's happening in a relationship or in a conversation with someone, and there could be some sort of ending or culmination or just some sort of big conversation. And at the same time, there's like this restriction or this pressure that's on you. And if you have Saturn in Pisces, if you're going through your Saturn return, this actually could be a little bit of a restrictive time. And of course, right as I say that, I have the devil. Interesting. Why is the devil here? Show us clearly. The devil with the world. And the Page of Swords. So when I pulled these cards, or when I pulled the world, I did pull it in reverse. I don't always pay attention to that, but it kind of made sense with the devil here. It feels like you have these limiting beliefs. And I feel like for some of you, maybe this is a person in your life. Maybe this is a Capricorn. Maybe this is someone who is a fixed sign. So that could be Leo, Aquarius, Taurus, or Scorpio. But I actually feel like these are influences that you internalized, Pisces. And I think there's been a lot of focus on your subconscious mind over the past month, as we have been in Aquarius season before we got into Pisces season. And it feels like the message I actually get here, I feel like there's this talk or this belief where it's like, you're never far enough. You're never far along enough. You don't know enough yet. You don't have the skills yet. You have to keep going. You have to keep practicing something. But I actually feel like there's something here, Pisces, that you're just supposed to go for. This does feel like a career or life purpose thing. We have the moon. Yeah, it feels really murky. It feels really confusing. Tell me more about this. Tell me more about this energy. Show me clearly, please. The Nine of Wands with the Page of Pentacles. Yeah, I feel like a lot of you are burnt out from being a forever student. Or like, this energy feels a little like intense, I'm not gonna lie, but it's almost like there's this thought or this feeling for you this month where you're kind of realizing you've always focused on the potential and like you've always been trying to become something, but it almost feels like this endless journey with the moon. I feel like a lot of you are trying to do something in your life that's kind of off the beaten path. It could be creative, it could be spiritual. Knight of Pentacles in reverse. Yeah, you don't know how to move forward. I feel like you're trying to do something that has never been shown to you before. It's like you don't have context. You don't have a frame of reference for the thing you want to do. And it feels like with Saturn in your sign, and again, this is going to be there for a few years, I really feel like you're trying to figure out what it is that you want. And maybe you want something different than what you think you want. That's also something I feel like I need to tell you. We do have the Emperor. You have something to share. You have wisdom. You have power. I think you're way more powerful than you realize, Pisces. And I feel like you're afraid of your purpose. You're afraid of your destiny in some way. You don't want to risk getting hurt with the Knight of Wands. Because it's like, oh, if you do something risky and you fail, that's going to be so painful. That's going to be unbearable. And it's like you're always looking for excuses, for reasons not to do something. But Pisces, you need to trust yourself. Wow, for some of you, there is a move, potentially, or moving forward with the Six of Swords. But there's a Ten of Wands. And when I actually look at these two cards together, when I read them together, the Ten of Wands often indicates taking on a lot of burdens, taking on a lot of responsibility, and maybe even needing to let things go, needing to delegate some responsibility or some of the burden. But it's almost like that with the Six of Swords, like the swords in the boat, and like this Ten of Wands, it's like, even if you move forward, there's still this burden, there's still this weight. And this feels more like past tense, by the way. This feels more like just kind of the pattern in your life. It's like you've tried moving forward, you've tried going down a path that made sense, but it's been very heavy. And it's almost like you need to stand your ground. And that's how you move forward. Yes, you need to stand your ground. Seven of Wands, King of Wands. Whoa. I mean, look at these cards. Pisces, I feel like with your sign, you get underestimated a lot. And I feel like maybe in your life, people have said things to you like you don't have willpower, you don't have what it takes. You don't have the skills, you don't have the discipline. But honestly, what I'm really getting from all of this, you have used so much of your willpower to do something you don't want to do, to be someone you don't want to be. And if you just shifted a fraction of that focus, of that discipline onto you, onto what it is you want to do, who it is you want to be, even if it feels crazy, even if it feels out there, you would be unstoppable. You would be a force to be reckoned with. Okay? And obviously this is a general reading. Take what resonates, leave the rest behind. But I really feel like there's a lot about March. There's a lot about if this is your birthday or this is just the season of whatever placement you have. However you're being activated this month, Pisces, it's like you're burnt out with the burnout. You can't do this anymore. You have to do something different. You have to be yourself. You have to become someone who you want to be. And I feel like with the devil and the world and the Page of Swords, people have said things to you in the past. They tried to make it seem like certain things weren't possible for you. Maybe there was even gossip. Maybe there was even some sort of I feel like someone said something, or someone said something about you on social media when you were younger, or posted something that you posted on social media, and it was actually really, really vulnerable. And that was kind of a way of controlling you. But now, whether or not that person is even in your life, whether those people are in your life or not, you still have that pattern in you. You still have that trauma in you. And it's almost like that person lives in your head rent-free type of thing. And I mean, it's interesting, when you start doing inner child work, when you start doing therapy, whatever it is you do to heal yourself, at a certain point you kind of realize you're not actually in a relationship with your parents or with the people who wronged you or whatever. It's like you're in a relationship with that mental version of them. The imago of them is actually the psychological term. And it feels like there is kind of this internalized parent or this internalized figure or teacher who told you no, or who talked down to you, or who made you feel like you couldn't believe or trust in yourself. And with Saturn in your sign, maybe this is being exemplified, and I almost feel like there's something around this full moon, maybe there's someone close to you says that kind of triggers this. But instead of staying stuck in this cycle, Pisces, it feels like you want to break free of it. There's this fire, there's this fight. It's like I've been dealing with this belief my whole life. But this is bullshit. That's just how I feel. That's how it comes to me. What else is going on? I kind of just dove straight into the tarot. I didn't really even look so much at the astrology. The middle of the month is kind of confusing. I will say that. We have the Sun, Mercury, and Neptune all in your sign, all squaring Mars in Gemini. And interestingly, it's a kind of a confusing energy. It's also that energy of burnout that I was talking about before, or referenced before. But it feels like you're ready to build something. It's so much more exhausting to not do what you love at this point with the King of Pentacles. And we do actually have Venus and Jupiter coming together in Aries. And for you specifically, Pisces, this could be a really big financial boon for you. There could be a blessing for you. There could be a raise. But honestly, I almost wonder if this comes in a way where it's like, no, I deserve better than this. And maybe you apply for something, maybe you go after something, and you have more success. Now, this is a long-term thing when it comes to Pentacles, so it may not manifest right away, but something is changing when Venus and Jupiter come together in the sign of Aries, which is blessing your second house of finances, of assets. And that's happening on March 2nd. So very early on in this month, you could be feeling this shift. You could be feeling this blessing. It's just a great time to manifest abundance in general. Okay, there's a lot here. We have the Star, we have Judgment, we have Death. Major, major arcana. Yeah, there is something in you that is being renewed with the Star. And with Judgment, it's like your own spiritual calling, your own higher self. And there's the Death card. It's like you're finally letting go. You have the faith to let go. Finding the faith to let go. I feel like that's a huge message for you this month. You're finding the faith to let go and to trust, and you might even be letting go of something that feels really, maybe some of you could even be in a situation that's really stable or secure, or at least it's not awful, but it's like you're afraid to leave that behind. But I feel like there's this promise of even more abundance than you ever experienced. Pretty crazy. Pretty wild. What's going on for love for you? We do have a full moon in Virgo. So that could be bringing some sort of culmination or new beginning with the Ace of Pentacles. Sometimes full moons bring endings, but I'm actually getting more of like something coming to an apex with you and another person. And this doesn't have to be romantic. It could be a partnership of some kind. I actually do wonder if there's like a business partner or someone is investing something in you, or there's just some sort of commitment that is being made. Someone is committing to you in some way, or you are committing to someone in some way. And it feels very, very down to earth. Maybe there's something about like moving in or getting married, something logistical, some logistical component to that. Maybe you're talking about these things, maybe you're planning it. There is also a Tower. Very interesting. Why is the Tower here? You're getting crazy arcana this month, which tells me there is a really big shift going on for you. And I think with Pluto entering into Aquarius towards the end of this month, we're getting kind of like, the next 3 months are really giving us a glimpse into the next 20 years. And for you, could be something kind of surfacing from your subconscious, something blowing you open. Really pay attention to your dreams, Pisces. But with the Tower and the Page of Wands, it's like by committing to something, Pisces, you're letting go of energy that's honestly like, I'm just going to say it, it kind of reminds me of like fuckboy energy with the Page of Wands. Like someone who is kind of playing games with you a little bit, maybe trying to seduce you. But it's like you want something more. And maybe for some of you, like you're letting go of a relationship, or you're choosing another relationship over this person, or over a type of person, over like, it feels like there's been a pattern there. It's like you're ending a pattern a destructive pattern in relationships with people who are not necessarily even selfish. They might just not be very self-aware. They might make promises they can't keep, or they might kind of like be inconsistent in some way. But there is a new commitment, and maybe it's just a commitment to yourself. I don't think that can be overstated. And I mean, again, with the new moon in Aries, with all of this Aries energy that we're coming into later this month, it is also just a good time to manifest. Maybe some of you are even just focusing on yourself right now, and focusing on your career, focusing on your abundance. I feel like with Saturn in your sign, Pisces, it feels like you're kind of getting your head out of the clouds, you're coming down to earth, and it might even feel like a rude awakening at first, if I'm just being honest, but it's like, oh, nope, I gotta do this. I gotta, like, really do something more tangible here. I gotta really, like, change my life, change my patterns if I want to have the life and relationships I want to have. It just got really hot. I feel like there's this building energy. There's this building heat. I also wonder, too, with the Tower and the Page of Wands, it keeps kind of circling around me, so I'm just going to say it. Maybe someone near you is having a Tower moment, having a sudden upheaval or a period of instability. And you're trying to help them find stability, or there's something about something stabilizing for a person you're connecting to, which is interesting because this is your reading, but that just kept coming up. Yeah, very, very interesting. What else do we have? Anything else we should be aware of? I'm going to pull an animal card for you, Pisces. Any messages we should be aware of? What should Pisces be embodying this month? What should Pisces be embodying this month? We do have the Crow. Pay attention to your intuition. Don't be afraid to say things that are going to rile other people up or that are going to kind of cause a reaction. You know, Crow has that very loud, audible caw. It's a messenger. I feel like you have something you're supposed to teach humanity, something you're supposed to impart on humanity. You have kind of an off the beaten path sort of destiny. And maybe you're doing this with your intuition, maybe you're doing this with your creativity. I feel like you're supposed to be working with your third eye and speaking in some capacity. Maybe you're a reader. And I feel like the people around you don't fully understand it, and maybe even don't support it, or they're trying to talk you out of it. And we have the Peacock. Radical self-love. Stepping into this big energy, you know, and understanding that not everyone is going to understand you. Seeing your own beauty. Even if other people just think it's grandeur or extra. It's so interesting because this energy is so, it's so practical, it's so grounding this month, but it's also very dreamy at the same time. It's really like you realizing your dreams, you wanting to realize them, take action towards them. I feel like I need one more card here for you. I'm going to pull from the Moonology Oracle. Wow, so we do have new moon in Libra, a new romantic cycle begins. Yeah, so there is a brand new cycle in relationships for you. That's just something that kind of came up before with the full moon in Virgo. That could also be a significant time for you, the new moon in Libra. That would be happening around Libra season, and I do believe that is an eclipse in October. I think it's October 14th. What else do we have for Pisces? What do we have for Pisces? Show me clearly, please. What do we have for Pisces? Full moon in Cancer, a personal issue reaches resolution. So I feel like there's a lot of like these belief systems that you are resolving. That's really how I'm feeling this. And this is like inner child healing. And it's bringing up a lot of stuff for relationships and also what it is you really want. And I think those are all the messages I have for you this month, Pisces. I hope this was helpful, and I hope this was really encouraging for you, because I feel like you underestimate yourself. I don't feel like you're giving yourself enough credit here. Other people definitely aren't giving you enough credit. And I feel like you are on the precipice of stepping into an amazing opportunity and role, and you're being built up into this. You are building yourself up into this, and it feels really, really exciting. So let me know in the comments down below. Be brave enough to just say what it is that you are or what you want to be. That feels really, really powerful. And I will see you all in the next video. I have links in the description box down below. Again, I'm running a sale on my website, so if you want to book a reading or Reiki session with me, it's a great time to do that. I will actually be at a meditation retreat at some point later on this month, so if you want to get a reading with me, be sure to do that sooner rather than later. I mean, you can book it whenever, but if you want to see me relatively soon, just going to put that on the radar as well. Anyways, Pisces, take care. See you all in the next video. Bye.